Yes, the very best of luck. A self-confessed sex addict. 40-year-old Jo Sudworth claims that she slept with over 1,000 strangers and 500 of these men have been behind her husband's back.
So why does she do it? Why does her husband accept it? And what makes a married woman want to sleep with over 40 strangers in one day? Jo, welcome to you. Wow, OK. This is extreme, isn't it? Can we go... Yeah. Can we sort of go right back? Because you, childhood-wise, you had a completely normal childhood, didn't you? No, nothing that sticks out that people go, oh, this is because of this reason.
Nothing
Completely
at all.
normal. And you lost your virginity when you were 17.
17.
And so from that moment of having had your first sexual encounter, then you say that those urges...
Got stronger and stronger.
Got stronger and stronger.
That's all I wanted to do was... It's just like confidence. It gave me loads of confidence.
So did you think for a while that quite possibly it might be a young hormonal thing? You're a teenager, you're just discovering yourself?
You just go through the motions. You think you're going out with the girls to the clubs and you think it happens all the time.
And you find it relatively... Well, you still find it relatively easy to do?
Yes, very easy. Even when my husband sat there in a bar and I'll just say... He's nice, and he'll go, oh, go on then, go for it.
Well, we'll come to Phil, your husband, in a moment, and his take on things. But by 19, you say you turned pulling into a fine art, and you were leading a double life, really, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because your friends didn't know what you were doing.
No.
So, in what way was it a fine art? How did you live your life at that stage?
It's so easy just to sit in a bar, and a woman sat in a bar most of the time. A man will come over and talk to you, or I got it down to I will go over to a guy and talk to him. No problems at all. I'll just talk to him.
But how does it go from talking to
It's
consensual sex?
dropping nice little hints that a lot of men can't refuse sex. So you just drop subtle hints, and one thing will lead to another. Always, by the end of the time in the bar, I will say this is not going to be a relationship.
So, which I imagine is music to the ears of most men.
Most men. Exactly.
So, you say that this was... I mean, by this point, it's sort of happening 5-6 times a week?
Yeah.
And without it, you sort of found yourself becoming very irritable and...
It's like getting a depression. I didn't feel as though anybody wanted me.
Unless you were...
Unless I was doing that.
So, why would you then not go... Because, I mean, you started to recognise that there might be something more than just somebody who likes sex. You suddenly thought this could be an addiction here.
Yeah.
Why would you not go and get help for something? I mean, if you're addicted to drugs, you go and see somebody, or any of the addictions.
That is one that I don't think, because I'm not doing anybody any harm, I'm not actually doing any harm to myself. I don't see why I should stop.
Well, you were an estate agent,
yeah,
and you were showing people around houses, and sleeping with the people you were showing around houses in the beds or around the houses that you were showing.
Yeah.
So that's fairly outrageous behaviour. I mean, unprofessional, if nothing else.
It was, yes, but if I felt the urge that I wanted it, I'd go and get it. I'd make sure that I got it.
You met Phil this is your now husband, in 2001, and you met him again in a bar. What was different about him? Why? Because you didn't sleep with him straight away, did you?
I didn't, no. There just seems to be a bigger attraction than the other guys. Just the way he spoke to me and things like that. Something clicked that I went, no, I actually don't want to sleep with him. I'd like to carry this on.
You wanted to date him?
Yeah, for a relationship.
A normal relationship?
Yeah.
Well, it was a successful relationship. You got engaged, you got married.
Yep.
How long... I mean, you actually had one of your, let's call them liaison, with someone just before you got married.
A few days.
A few days before.
Days.
And so you must be surely riddled with guilt.
I wouldn't even say it was guilt, no. It was the guilt that he didn't know.
Yeah.
What
OK.
about the... I mean, this is... You live in Warrington, don't you? I mean, but by the time you got married, you sort of say you slept with sort of 500, and then 500 since you've been married. How big is Warrington?
It's not small.
Are you not seeing the same faces over and over again?
Sometimes paths will cross.
And are you not... Was there a reputation that was beginning to follow you?
No.
So no one said, oh, see that woman over there?
Never. Never. Not as I know of, anyway.
Do you have a type? What sort of, you know, is it anybody, any bloke?
I have to fancy them, obviously.
Okay.
They have to be good looking. I have to like them. There has to be that attraction to me, like the silver hair.
Oh, dear Lord.
Sorry. My husband's not so far off, so...
Right.
Same name! Sorry,
Unfortunately, I have to say my diary's very full for the next... so now you're married. So now you got married, and now you're going to continue, and you did continue it.
Yes.
And you continued it without him knowing, and then one day he finds out. He comes, and it's almost like a movie. It's a classic thing. He goes to work, he forgets something, he comes back in, and you've already got a bloke in, and you're caught.
Yes.
So
he packs his bags and leaves.
And I think most people watching would say, do you know, we understand that.
Yes.
And then you spoke to him on the phone, and it was about 3 weeks before he was...
About 3 weeks later, I managed to get him on the phone in the end.
And then you discussed it with him, and he came around, and you told him. What did you say, and what did he say?
I just basically told him I can't live without sex with other people.
And his reaction?
At first it was, why? Because that's what I want.
And it's not the fact... Because it's not just the sex, because you could have sex with Phil. So,
yeah.
so this is...
That's the most wonderful part of our relationship. It's absolutely fantastic. Our marriage is virtually perfect now.
And now he's got to the stage where he is so accepting. I've got a statement here from Phil. He says he's got no desire to appear on the telly, of course, but has given us the following statement. I did have suspicions when I found out I was hurt because I'd been lied to, not because Joe had been sleeping with other men. I'm glad it's all out in the open. She's the love of my life. I know this makes her happy, and what makes her happy makes me happy. Finding out she's actually improved our relationship tenfold, he says. Now, one of Fern's, I think, very descriptive and correct phrases was "every pot has a lid," and you have got the lid to your pot. Yes. So he in fact is completely understanding here. So much so, as you said a moment ago, that you across a wine bar you can nod, say I fancy him, and he'll wait in the wine bar for you to take the guy home. And on your 40th birthday, you set yourself a challenge, which was that you would sleep with 40 men in one day.
That was my birthday present for myself.
I'm surprised you could walk after that.
A bit of a sore back, but no, it's fine.
And did you afterwards think, you know, what am I doing?
No.
No.
I had the most fantastic day. Afterwards, me and husband sat there then, having a drink all night, and I did have the most fantastic day. That's what I wanted.
A few of your friends have got suspicions, or they know about it, but your parents don't, do they?
No.
So this, and they do watch this show?
Probably.
So this might come as a little... I mean, it's, you know, we're sort of having a laugh about this, but it might come as a bit of a shock to them, because you're their little girl.
Yes.
Would you worry about that?
Yeah, I do worry, yes. But, as I say, they do know what I'm like. They know I get up to things. Always have done, always will do.
Well, I think most parents know their daughters sort of get up to things, but 42 men in one day is going to come as a shock to any father and mother.
Yes, but everybody has to get over it.
And you protect yourself.
Yes.
You protect yourself. You take condoms. But,
yeah.
I mean, on that 40th birthday, your bag must have been full to capacity. How
do you find 42 willing men?
Well, one was a stag do at the night time.
Right.
From
you worked your way through a stag do?
Yeah.
Oh. Not all at once, but, you know, what was it? Were they queued up outside the door, or was it all at once?
They were all in the same room.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I thought you was going to say something else then.
Wow.
Wow. As far as Phil's reaction is concerned, where does he go when this is all happening? What does he do? Does he meet the men?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't... Sometimes he'd rather meet the men to know that I am actually going to be safe.
And at no point has he suggested that maybe he get involved in any of this?
No.
He wants this entirely to be...
Yeah. Like, people say, well, does he sleep with other women? No. And he always said he will never, ever sleep with another woman. I'd most probably be the typical woman that kicked him out.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
He's not jealous, I am.
Wow.
Which is...
That's quite...
It's a little bit naughty, really, but at least I have
And if he
met...
said to you, you have to stop, I can't take this anymore.
I don't think he'd ask me anyway, because he knows I'd be unhappy. So...
Wow.
That's a hell of a story.
That is. I've never met anyone like you in my life, ever.
Not likely to meet another one.
Absolutely fascinating, and thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you, and for being so honest and open.
Yeah,
wow.
It would be fascinating to see what our viewers think about that. Of course, you do have the hub, so we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got our website. If you have something you'd like to say, then we'll very much look forward to
It's right next to the lamb shank and the kebab section. Thank you. Still to come, all the latest soap gossip with Brian Dowling.
Plus, did super spy Ross Myers perish in the flames? Find out with Spook's latest recruits straight after this.